Hello and welcome, AHandinitFlo here again, and let's just talk about what I think is most of the important things in Eve, and let's make some money. Alright, so now I'm not going to get into all the details here, but here are some blueprint copies. I'm going to double click on this copy, and I'm going to go into further detail in other videos and some of the little idiosyncrasies here, but this is just a quick once over. This is what I do on a daily basis when I come on every morning. If you look down here, I have 8 out of 10 slots filled right now with my manufacturing, so I need to put at least 2 more in, but we're going to just do probably this one here in this video. And you notice here that this has 2 runs remaining, and I've put it up to 2. If I want just 1, I can scroll down here, or I can do it right here and change the number of jobs to 1. That reduces the number of materials, and obviously reduces the output to 1. But we're going to throw this to max. Normally I would, if I had a blueprint with more runs to it, I would run it so that this would be like at least a 24-hour job or more, maybe a week-long job, depending on how. But I have done some things over my time to make smaller runs like this, more for giving away to corp mates and stuff like that, which I will talk about in another video. Yes, I can give you some free blueprints, especially if you join Hogs. So here, all my materials have met the requirements. They're all blue. I'm just going to change and go to a different section here and see, just to show you. So here, because this is in the wrong section of my holdings here, in my hangar I should say, I do not meet the material requirements, and I cannot start the job, and it says right there, material requirements are not met. So I'll go back to my item hangar, which is where I store all my stuff, and look at that, I have lots of stuff there to build this with. Well, I'm sure a lot more than that, but my requirements are met. Now, the most important thing, and this is the trick here, and this is what you have to look at all the time when you do this. Check here. These are just rough numbers. They're not 100% accurate, but it's a really good way to figure this out. So if you look at my estimated price down here, it's 333 million and some ISK. And if I hover over here and I look at the estimated price, it's 347. So I know that if I build this right now, so the difference between the 3333 and the 347 says I'm going to make a little bit of ISK off of this. Now again, this is not 100% accurate, because if I was to, I'm now, obviously I can't do it here, because you're going to see very quickly that none of this stuff is available out here. So that's typically what happens when you're out away from the main trading hubs. You'll also find out that these are typically sort of halfway in between where the buy prices are. And if I was to go to look at this individually on each one and look at the market details, you'll see that there's differences in the... I'm not going to talk about the buying and selling right now. We'll get into that later, and some tricks on that where you can save yourself some money. But in general, like I said, you want to look here and make sure that your price you're building for has some sort of delta to this price here, so you know you'll make a little bit of money. You won't make that exact amount, but there are tricks to that too. So for example, when I build these dummies as we call them, I'm going to take them and move them closer to Jeddah. There's 2 areas, New Caledonia and Perimeter right now. I don't have to go right into Jeddah, but in the old days I would have flown right into Jeddah with them and deliver them there, and I get a higher price. So even though it says 347 here, I'm going to get even more than that if I take it into Jeddah. And I'll show you some tricks to that later. But anyways, this is just the basics here. So put in your blueprint copy. Okay, you look at how much it's going to cost you to make whatever it is you're going to make. And if you're new and starting out, you're going to start with simple things like ammo. And look here and make sure that that's a higher price before you start. If you don't do that and you just take any random blueprint and do that, you could find that you're actually losing money every time. And we do not want you to do that. Okay, so be very careful on that. And the thing is, the market fluctuates on the buy and sell side here. Okay, now there's other things you can do about that, but in general, when you first start out, do not put anything here where this number is higher than this number. Very simple. I know it sounds trite, but please pay attention to that. I've heard a lot of people that put a lot of money into things, you know, because it's high volume and they can sell it quickly, and what they're not realizing is they're losing $1 million every time they make a production run. So here I'll just hit start, and 4 hours and 26 minutes we'll be able to grab these. Oh, I had a little error there. I didn't hit it quick enough. Here we go. Make sure it starts. There we go. And alright, job active. So I don't know why. That was a little glitch there. I had to hit that 3 times. So I'll have to look and see why that's happening. 9 of 10 jobs are filled. Jobs active. And that's going to come up and we can see it in here. It's listed as an active job. And that's it for doing simple manufacturing. It's that simple. So go out, go forth, and make ISKs, and like I said, as always, join Hogs, and we will help you through all those steps in real time. Go Hogs, go.